My name is Melina. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite soccer books because the World Cup is going on and I am a huge soccer fan. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first up, I guess I will start with fiction. So I only have this on my Kindle, so I'll put a little picture here, but my absolute favorite fiction book that kind of ties in with soccer is called Colty by Mariana Zapata. And it features a female professional soccer player, and I love it because it gives a good insight into what it's like to be a female professional soccer player in the US, where you essentially, the vast majority cannot make a living off of it, especially if they're not on the national team, and how some petty politics kind of play into things sometimes as far as who gets to play what game and, you know, national team rankings and like things like that. So it was very well researched and a pleasure to read. As somebody who's kind of lived in that world, I never played professionally, but you know, I did the Olympic development camps and I played in college, and you know, I was very competitive my whole life playing. I was a goalkeeper, and I just thought that it was a very accurate representation of kind of how that would go. Not to mention the writing is really nicely done, and there's a really sweet love story, so it's kind of fun. I really enjoyed it. If you have not read any of Mariana Zapata's books, I highly recommend starting off with this one, keeping with the theme with the World Cup. I love it. And then, of course, US is not in this year's World Cup, which is kind of devastating. But I do have back here this. I even wrote what it was so I would remember years later. This is a soccer ball I got signed by Ben Olsen, who played in the World Cup in 2006 in the US versus Ghana game. So I think that's so cool. He was one of my trainers when I went to a soccer camp when I was younger. So I have this soccer ball, and that just kind of chills in my office, honestly. It's normally on a shelf over there, but I put it in the background today because soccer theme. My favorite player, hands down, Tim Howard. Now, if you know anything at all about American soccer, you know who this is. And of course, because I was a goalkeeper, he has a special place in my heart. So I went ahead and pre-ordered, and I managed to get a signed copy. And this is probably one of my favorite books in my collection because if you don't know, Tim Howard is the US goalkeeper. He has Tourette's and OCD, and yet he is an absolute beast. I love that he never let it slow him down. He goes into his personal life a little bit in here, but he also focuses a lot on his professional career. He played overseas for a long time, now he's back in the US, and he had the most spectacular game. If you've only ever seen one game, you've probably seen USA versus Belgium, where we actually lost. A lot of people don't remember that because it was such a good game. And Tim Howard is the only reason that we didn't lose like 15-0. He literally stopped, I think it was originally 16 shots and then they tried to take it away and make it 15. He stopped a lot of shots, and they weren't just like, oh, I picked up the ball. They were spectacular. So this autobiography, I really love. It tells how it's not always easy to become a professional player, and I'm just a fan of biographies, so if I really like somebody, I will tend to pick up their biography, and this one of the better ones I've read. Very realistic, exciting to read. Now I am biased because I was a goalkeeper, but I recommend it. This one is also an autobiography, and it's Mia Hamm's Go for the Goal, a champion's guide to winning in soccer and in life. I actually have not read this in a very long time, but this kind of has like, it has like a page from her training log. It has like some tips for like the inside of the foot versus the outside of the foot, the spin turn. Like, I mean, it's not just like, it talks a little bit about like her life. It has pictures from when she was younger, and like, you know, when she's winning with the teams. Now, obviously, you guys probably know who Mia Hamm is, because if you know one female soccer player, it's Mia Hamm. But she was part of the 1999 Women's World Cup winning team. And she's amazing. I've had the chance to meet her a couple of times, but this book I read when I was much younger, and it was very inspirational. As an aspiring female soccer player, it was a really great read. So plus the green, which is my color. It was meant to be. On the flip side of that, there can be autobiographies that are not well done. Now this is also a signed first edition. There's the letter of authenticity, Abby Wambach, which is cool and all, except after reading this autobiography, I'm not as big a fan of hers. So she kind of talks about how soccer, she really only played it because she, you know, people thought she was good at it and she got attention for it, and then she talks about like her addictions and shopping, alcohol, drugs, just like, you know, everyone struggles with something. So it's not even that I really take issue with. It's more how she views the game. You know, she doesn't seem to play it for the love of the game, I guess. I don't know. I read this autobiography, I was really disappointed, so I wanted to include, I know this is my favorite soccer books, but I wanted to include one that I was kind of disappointed in. I pre-ordered it, you know, got the signed one, was all excited because Abby Wambach can head the ball like nobody else. But this one just didn't do it for me, so had to include it so that you don't spend your money on it, quite frankly. Those are some of my favorite and not so favorite soccer books because I love the World Cup. You know, I'm watching, I'm excited for every game, and I'm hoping that some of the teams I'm rooting for move forward. The three that I normally cheer for, USA, Canada, and Holland, are all not in it, so I'm just kind of arbitrarily picking teams, but still, it's a ton of fun. It unites the world, and I'm all about that. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment down below on what team you want to win the World Cup, or if you even watched the World Cup. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.